Question number 12 of the PhilNITS FE morning portion of the exam. In this question, we are given a system where the operating status is continuously monitored. Which of the following is an appropriate sequence of work items in capacity planning that is conducted when a new task is applied to the system after several years of operation? Okay, here we have the work items in capacity planning. We got 4 items here. And then as for the choices, I ended up with the incorrect answer, which is letter C, because as it turns out, the correct answer is B. Now we need to know how I ended up with C and not with B. And I think that the way I did this was to, of course, see which one would be the first thing that would be needed to be done in terms of the work task or work item in our sequence. And I found that if we read through all of the items, we'll see here a portion where we are evaluating the proposed system configuration. And because we're already evaluating, then if we got an item where we are still considering a proposal for the necessary system configuration based on the system characteristics, then this should go first, right? Before this one. So if we already know that, then at least we can eliminate all the other choices. Like for example, if we know that 2 should go before the first one here, the first item, then that would leave us with A, okay, C, and B. This one won't be there because the sequence isn't correct. Now, how do we further narrow down the choices? If we look at the remaining items, we have here understanding or understand the performance information of the hardware or the environment inherent to the system based on the operating status of the system. And for the last item in the list, we have conduct a meeting with users to gather information about the new task. Okay, so really I thought that it was a matter of choosing whether this one, number 3, goes before number 4. Do we understand the performance information of the hardware and the environment inherent to the system first before we conduct a meeting, or is it after? And eventually I thought that if we look at the description before the work items, we have here phrases like the operating status is continuously monitored and we are applying the new task after several years of operation. So I thought that we already somehow knew the hardware and the environment. So if we are going to attempt to understand it some more, then wouldn't it be better to put this after we've applied the updates, for example, the proposal to get the system updated. So I chose C because, as we can see here, we need to conduct a meeting with users to gather information so that we'll know what it is that they want. And then for number 2, the next in the sequence would be to consider a proposal and then evaluate it. And then afterwards, we attempt to understand what is the performance. But it turns out that that is not the right answer because what we are going for really is to first understand the performance information of the hardware. and the environment inherent to the system based on the operating status of the system. And then that's when we conduct a meeting with the users. As we can see here, to gather information about the new task, understand requirements such as the estimated number of processes, and determine the time required for the processes. Okay. Afterwards, we consider a proposal and then evaluate the proposal. So the correct answer is B. But what about A? What went wrong with A? I thought that conducting a meeting after we are considering a proposal for the necessary system reconfiguration. I think the meeting should come before the consideration of a proposal. So that's why A wasn't a likely answer. So it was really C or B. But like I said, I ended up with C when in fact the correct answer, according to the answers key, is supposed to be B.